All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I let give double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Let see shalom to the elect that seek the word in our true faith and sincerity. And yeah, today I just want to tie this lesson. Esau is going to hell. And then that's not talking about the hell, these crazy Christians think of when you burn forever. No, that means this man and his destiny would end up being in a hellish condition, slavery. So that's his destination. That's where he's going to. He's about to be abased. He's about to be um he's actually gonna fall under our feet. Just how we fell under his feet, and that's how he was able to capitalize off our downfall. Well, we're gonna capitalize off his. So matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Isaiah chapter 14. And I start at 9. It reads, Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. See, so hell is getting prepared for you, man. It's a reserved seat of hell that's with your name on it. Is moved to meet thee at that coming. So that's where you're going. You're going straight to hell, as they said. But we understand that means condition, in a condition of being abased. That's why it's known as hell. You ain't at ground level. You below that. It says it stir up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. See, so yeah, now you're gonna be a base just like these other nations. Because it tells you Esau was the highest seater. These other nations is below him, is under him, man. But it's gonna get to the point, which we're in that process now, where everything is gonna be on a level playing field with these other nations, man. Because they all got the button now. And when everything's said and done, when the smoke clear and the dust settle, all the nations go into slavery. But the ones that's gonna get it the worst are the Edomites. It said it have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? See, so that lets you know that hell goes into you being weak, you not having no strength, being in a lower state, you being in a lower state. And we in the beginning stages of this man, it tells you the Lord is going to roll him down from the rocks. It tells you he's been put on slippery slopes. We actually witnessing the downfall, the abasement of our enemy, man. So it lets you know you going to hell means you weak. You ain't got no strength, no power. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vowels. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. See? So that goes into this man, it's being corroded. And when it said the worms cover you, that means you've been dead for a minute. See, America should have been gone. So-called white man should have been out of here, man. But as you see, everything, prophecy have to be fulfilled, man. But the point is what this nigga, he's way past being resurrected. He's way past, being, restored. You got worms covering you. That means, motherfuckers all in your eye socket. You've been dead for a minute. And that's what we see. America been through. America been finished. It's just these people haven't realized that, And that was going to make this downfall even harder, man. Because these people just going by their day, man. not knowing hell is on its way, man. Starting with Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose. Your comforts and your necessities are going to be taken away. Like I said, after that destruction, you going into slavery, man. You're going to have these elites that's going to actually be the first fruits of slaves. Then you got just regular old Joe Sixpack that's going to be born on the plantation, man. You know? It says, okay, continue on. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? See how you fallen from this state. You know, how are you fallen? It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also among the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this nigga go. By the way, you know, his technology, and he really gonna try to be like the Most High when he try to tag everyone with that thing, man. That's why it tells you, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. So there's this man, his technology that will contribute to his pride, But all that's gonna come to naught. An iPhone, these different driverless cars, and that will contribute to this nigga and his pride. Because who else seen such a thing? This is the only nation that was able to take flight. This nigga actually got space stations. But the point is what? All that he was in heaven, but he's gonna be brought down. Matter of fact, verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. See, so despite all these things this man has, the power that he so-called presents with his military, like I said, his technology, the wisdom that he present, which is not even wisdom, tells you the knowledge of wickedness is not even wisdom, but is an enchantment, is deception. You think that the so-called white man is the end all be all, and you got to conform to his ways to make it, But what the scripture said, yet, meaning what? Despite all that shit, thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit. See, meaning what? You're going to be abased. The same nigga that had a villa, in Costa Rica, his only problem was he didn't know what car to drive. You know what I mean? That's going to be the same nigga burying bodies. That's going to be the same nigga, in the venue. Salaki Akim. No, man. At the end of the day, you still going to hell, which we know is not like I said, as the crazy Christians think. It means slavery, man. Being in a hellish condition, you know, and that's what's coming to this man. So I'm gonna read this Isaiah 14, verse 15 again. It says, "Yeah, see, despite all this, man, how he boasts himself, you know, he boasts in his technology and his wisdom, you know. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit." Meaning what? You still going to sleep. You still gonna catch hell. You know, that fire of affliction is gonna come upon you, man. No matter what, that's your destination. That's your lot. You know, that's the role that you're gonna play in the movie, man. You know. So let's get this in the book of I think there's let's get that in the book of 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 22. 2 Samuel 22, and I start at verse 38. I have pursued my enemies and destroyed them. And how this we pursuing this man through the scriptures, man. You know, judgment. This man feel the judgment on his heels by the way of the light setting upon the planet Earth. This word. So now he have nowhere to hide. And it said, and destroy them, because we breaking down the barriers, you know, the different pillars that upheld this man with stars by the way of these lies. This is what helped maintain his kingdom through lies, deception, you know. So by the way of this word, that was going to break down, you know, what this man got for. Oh, that's why the scripture tells you that frustrated the tokens of the liars. How you frustrate a liar? Tell the truth. You know what I mean? So this is how we pursuing them and destroying them. It says, and turn not again until I have consumed them. So that lets you know we got to continue to teach until the Lord establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Because that involves this kingdom being overthrown. You can't just go out one time and teach and think you made a splash. Nor can just hit one nail in and think the art was finished. You had to continue till the job was done, man. So we're not gonna turn back. We're not gonna pull punches, you know, anything like that. It says and turn not until I have consumed them. Matter of fact, and how we consume them. Let's get this in the book of Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. See, so they let you know this is how this man is going to be overtaken and destroyed. When he's being revealed, this is this man's greatest weapon. You know, him dwelling under the shroud of secrecy. You know, you just, as an average person who rule the world, they might tell you it depends on what region you in. A more even stupid nigga might say it's biting. You know, not knowing is certain individuals pulling the strings, you know, behind closed doors, which is these elite bankers, man, the Amalekites. And then just Esau, Edom as a whole, the so-called white man as a whole, that nation as a whole, they're the wicked. They are the council of the earth. They're the reason why you coughing, or you getting an argument with your woman, or even having road rage during 5 o'clock traffic. It all go back to Esau, the so-called white man. He is the wicked. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So this word is overwhelming. That's why Yahushua said, out of his belly shall flow rivers, plural, rivers of living water. You know, and you understand different parts of a river can be overwhelming. You know, so this is what overtaking this man, this word. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's the climax with our Lord Yahushua. The word physically manifests and consume this man. You know? So this is how he's been consumed, chased down, and destroyed. This word. Only thing we doing is bringing forth the decree of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know? And the decree is that you going down. And it's not like you're going to drop the number 2 on the rankings list of the nation. No, you're going to go straight to the bottom, man. You know, these other nations are going to catch hell as well. You know, you Moabites, you're going to get it. You Ishmaelites, you Hamites, all y'all going to catch hell. But our arch enemy Esau, that nigga going to catch the most hell. He really going to hell, you know, which we understand is a hell of a condition because you got to always say that because you might have a Christian. See, I told you hell was, you know what I mean? You know, so let's go back. 2 Samuel 22, verse 39. And I have consumed them and wounded them that they could not arise. See? So this wound, this man has been smitten with a deadly blow. There's no recovering from this decree, man. There's no turning back. There's no remedy for the destruction the Lord have prepared for you, man. You know? Oh, it tells you that, let's see if I can find this real quick. I think that's Wisdom Solomon 2. Yep, this Wisdom Solomon 2 and 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. And this concerning the elites, the chief house of Edom, the heads of Esau, in this seat in their secret councils. But their count is not aright. So even that's why I said the counsels of sinners is not even prudent. You know, because the conclusion they come to is going to put them further in a ditch. You know, that's why it tells you whoso dig of a pit shall father in. All these plots, plans, and schemes for you to stay on top. You know, that's making your situation worse. That's why the scriptures coin it as double. You know. So it says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious. See, meaning what? Their rulership. It says, and in the death of a man, there is no remedy. See, because after these nations, you know, fall out of power, there's no recovering from that. You know, how when the Lord smote Egypt, Egypt wasn't relevant anymore, man. The Lord smote Babylon, these other nations. Once they came into power and once they fell, they wasn't relevant. They wasn't the face of, you know, that superpower as they once was, man. And especially Esau, you know, so-called white man. Once he gets overthrown in this time, you know, because the Lord put a triumphant spirit to overthrow him, he's not even going to go back to his land. You know, he's not going to be. There's not going to be any. It tells you that he's not going to be buried with the other nations. You know, so after this man gets overthrown, there is no remedy. It's not like after those 1,000 years, Esau going to go back to the land. He's going to be able to, you know, cultivate and get those certain resources out of the land of Edom. You know, and so-called get back on his feet and pay tribute, but still have none of that's going to take place, man. That's going to be it for this nigga, man. It says, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. And that's going back to once these powers, these kingdoms get overthrown, they never come back into power. Only time that happened was with Esau, that deadly wound that was healed. You know, that pagan Roman Empire was once revived again, you know, through the Renaissance, and now it's perfected here during this in this beast system, you know. But the point is that this man, there's no remedy. It's not like he's gonna bounce back or no, this is it. This wound that he's been smitten with, that's it. You know, only thing now we doing is watching this nigga hit the ground. You know, you say somebody get the uppercut. You know, once it connect, man, only thing the dramatic part is seeing a nigga fall now. You know, It says they back 2 Samuel 22, um, verse 39 again. It said, and I have consumed them and wounded them, that they could not arise. See? Because this decree is not going to be called back. It's not going to be even what they call it, revised or tampered with. Like the Lord said, instead of 1,000 years, let's give them 500 years of slavery, and none of that is going to take place. Once this decree is set forth, that's it. So we saying that once this man get out of power, the smoke clear, the dust settle out the destruction. He's going 1,000 years in captivity, and then extinction, man. That's hell for your ass. So this man's not going to be able to rise from this. It says, yeah, they are falling under my feet. See? So this is trading places. How we laid it, we tells you that we laid down and telling them to go over. Well, that's what's going to take place. But you're going to be on the ground. You Edomite, so-called white man. It says, for thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me has thou subdued under me. See, so only thing we're gonna do is say what the Lord gonna do. Then it play out. The Lord actually gonna give Esau into our hands. It says, Salakia, bear with me. Okay, verse 41. It said, thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies. See? That's what's going to take place. See, meaning what? We're going to have control over you, man. Whatever we fashion, shape, and mold to our liking of what we want you to do, that's what you're going to have to do. Because with your neck, your head go, the ass follow. Especially when somebody choking the shit at you. It really goes into bondage, though, man. You actually gonna have chains around your neck as well, though, man. But we're gonna be over you. We're gonna have control over you. If we want you to cut our field with just your fingernails, you ain't gonna have no choice. Or you gonna have to just anything. Going to the vineyard, there's a certain quota you're gonna have to meet. You're gonna have to meet that quota. Because your neck is in our hands. And that means we're going to be able to beat the shit out you, man. And there's no one that's going to stop that or try to hinder that. Matter of fact, there's what I think that's in Isaiah. He that is persecuted and non-hinderer. It's because everybody's going to, everybody in the spirit actually weighing life and existence itself is really waiting on the so-called white man to be overthrown. Whether you know it or not. Just going back to those analogies I brought forth. You honking the horn at 5 o'clock traffic. You really saying you ready for Esau to be overthrown. Because he's the source of the distress and the anguish and the wickedness that's going on the planet Earth. So once this man gets overthrown, that's going to be a relief. You're going to be able to breathe. You're going to actually be able to breathe fresh air. See, that's going to actually be a literal saying in the kingdom, man. See, now that's just a figurative saying. Because you can't literally breathe fresh air. Unless you pay for it. But even in that, that's the fight. But the point is, once this nigga get overthrown, it tells you the earth will be restored. You can read that in 2nd Ezra, I believe the 11th chapter. So it says, thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies that I might destroy them that hate me. See, and that lets you know it's talking about the Edomites. Let's get some real quick, let you know. That's talking about Esau. Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. See, in dealing with the scriptures, things play out on a global scale, man. See, this is not just between two people. This is now playing out between two nations. Oh, it tells you, since thou hast had a perpetual hatred, Esau died, but their spirit is still resting upon the nation of Edom. So they're gonna still hate Jacob and the children that come behind it. That nation of Jacob or Israel. So this is actually playing out on between two nations, man, on a bigger scale. It's not just between the man Jacob and the man Esau. No, this is on a two nations. I would say two nations are in that womb. So to let you know, it's gonna play out on a bigger scale. But it just letting you know Esau hated Jacob, man. So that's who we're gonna get, especially them. The same nigga that hated, the same nigga that gave you Cheeto, same nigga that gave you BT, Uzi Vert, and a plethora of other things that subtly show that he trying to kill you. How much more the shit that he made known about these lynchings, and these what they call it, Jim Crow and all that. How much more, with these blatant things he showed that he hates you, how much more is gonna come back to him? And we ain't gonna do nothing subtle like we put some in your drink. We're gonna show that it's gonna be made known we hate you, man. It's gonna be made known that we are arch enemies. Because it tells you that never trust thy enemy, for as iron rust the sword his wickedness. So this nigga is the 2021 devil is more of a devil than the 1950s devil or the 1850s devil. Because now he act like he your friend, but he give you Cheetos though. You rather have a nigga come in and say he finna come lynch you than a nigga buy you, a Coke. Who really hates you? All right, so this back on 2 Samuel 22 verse 2 Samuel 22 verse 42. I started 41 again. It said, thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They look, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord. But he answered them not, and that's how much hell this nigga gonna catch. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of get Lazarus and the Witch, man. Because it's gonna get to the point. The pride of this nigga, his pride is gonna be rooted out. See, this nigga gonna be totally all the way abased. The same guy that came up with the Big Bang Theory, and this nigga was spent bigs and trillions, however much money to disprove, disannul Yahweh Shem Shai, by saying a turtle came from some shit that just came out of nowhere and was came from a rock, turned to a monkey. That same nigga is gonna be calling on the powers of heaven and earth. Because this nigga, he know about Yahweh Shem Shai, but it tells you he cast the words behind him, man. Only reason why he used the scriptures is present as being holy, But when you really hear this nigga, when he opens his mouth, he pervert, man. He perverted. He's perverse. He's that crooked serpent, man. But it's gonna get to the point he actually gonna call on the Lord, man. He ain't gonna say Jesus either. This nigga might have old Negro spiritual songs. Hey, that's what we did. So, hey, that's why it tells you the thing that happened to us, them curses that came upon us, is going to happen to them. This nigga is going to receive double. So you don't think Esau be having them Edomite songs talking about deliverance? They going to have that, man. That's part of them calling on the Lord. So let's get this in the book of St. Luke 16. And bear with me. St. Luke 16, and I'm going to start at verse 19. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And this really talking about the elite bankers, because they are the ones that live in lavishly, living in royalty, eating the best meats, the best, of everything. They don't even hang around just a regular citizen of any country. They hang around a certain group as well, man. But the point is, they the ones they living it up, man. They're the ones just calling the shots. Pretty much everything is free unto them. They're not looking over. Well, now they looking over their shoulder. But it was a point of time they didn't look over their shoulder. They ain't had to. It says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. See, so a certain beggar, so that let you know we was in want. We still is, in that low condition. It's talking about Jake, man. We in want. We get that's why it says we shall go to this man for the in want of all things. You gotta go to city together to get clothes. Well, you might say that's a Jake spot, but that's really Esau shit, Or you might say you make your own shit, your own clothing. Where you get the fabric from? You ain't got different spots where you actually, you got sheep and shit where you can make wool, and you got your own crops, cotton and all that. It goes back to Esau, one way form of fashion, man. So that lets you know we was in one and said, and we laid at his gate full of sores. So our people, we pretty much was downtrodden, we were defeated, and we conceded. And those sores are the sores of slavery. And you seeing it play out through a nigga with dyed hair and a 40 with a purse, or the so-called black woman with blonde hair and she got a 42. It says, but that all those wounds, and as time went on, we got worse and worse and worse, man. Cause you look at a Jake from the 80s, then a Jake today, those are you see the look at, let's say, about a decade actually, and you see the condition of our people getting worse. The jeans got tighter, the shirt, the hair began to change colors. Nigga clutching on the 40 a little bit more harder. So the wound has gotten worse, man. But that was under the banner of this man, the so-called white man. He the one that caused the wounds. It tells you that the eagle was the one that's going to bring forth the curse. So it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. See, and that's why people do. Oh, that's why the scripture says, let's get that real quick in the book of Psalms. I think it's Psalms. Bear with me. Because and desiring to be fed with the crumbs. This is Psalm 37:1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. See, so we was fretting ourselves, we were envious, and it played out through our actions, trying to, get a piece with the so-called white man got, because you would go to college to, go to play football or some shit. You envious, you trying to get a piece of what this man got. That's why a nigga just want a meal. He want 100,000, whatever the case. Them just crumbs. You just want a good job, a house and 2 kids and 2 cars. Those are crumbs, man. But it said, and desiring, because it plays out through our actions, our people, man. Like I said, that's why a nigga go to college, man. Hit the studio up. Being envious of the workers of a nigga. Because guess what? How this nigga got everything was rape, robbing, murder, man. What it said, the bloody city is full of lies and robbery. Everything this nigga got, it was about off a lick. Off somebody's death, destruction, their anguish and distress. It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. See, so at the end of the day, fuck what this man got, because he ain't really got nothing. He ain't got time on his hand. That's one thing he ain't got, is time. So we understand that this man is about to go down pretty soon. But as you see, our people as a whole was desiring just to get a piece of what this nigga got. Now they want a vacation home, and they doing everything in their power in this system to get to that point, which is all snares and traps, you know. Because the only thing it's doing is keep you further here in this place. Now you got your kids involved in it. You know, it started by Christmas. Now it's you need to go to college for play football and shit. It's all to keep you here, man. You know, but our people just want the crumbs, just a piece. It says it says desire to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked their swords, and that's why you other nations gonna get your ass whooped as well, because you capitalize off our downfall. Let's see if I can find something real quick. You all been licking your chops, you know. And when it said the dog came and licked our sword, so they let you know they them, doing that, we would never be healed. You know, we would never be healed. And that's why this is a miracle, man. Because you got Ishmael with a damn chevron, and the nigga, the hottest thing that's selling at the store is Rellos and Black and Mild. That's licking the sores, man. Because that's keeping us that's not helping us being healed, man. You actually making it worse. Oh, the scripture says they help for the affliction. You got more out, making us sesame seed cat and crazy shit like that. As well as a plethora of other things that these nations do to keep us in further the ridge. I think Moab got the wigs, the weave shop and shit. What is it? Was that contributes to you being bored out all them chemicals and shit put in your hair? But they help for the affliction. Let's see. This is Lamentations 2 and 16. It says, all thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. See, starting by Esau, Edom, and that's why you have this certain image with Jake. A gangster and nigga rob you, or nigga always can rap. Can play football, all some crazy shit like that. That's what you see, like the so-called leaders of Jake. It's nothing but entertainers. It's nobody you can really take serious, because either you that person by sitting on eating nachos, seeing them score a touchdown, or seeing a nigga in a movie. It's all entertainment, man. But you see that those are the leaders of our people, man. Well, 2/3 of our people, rappers and shit, and that's the image they have presented unto us. It says, they hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. See, meaning they devour, meaning if you devour an apple, you doing it to reap the nutrients from it, to get the benefits from taking a bite out that apple. Well, that's how they did with us. They swallow us up to reap the benefits of our captivity. Like I said, now niggas selling out of Black and Milds. But he getting rich off, us being devoured. It says, certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. See, and these other nations understand that once, it's one way or another. Either we're going to be down or we're going to be up. We're going to be ruling or we're going to be in subjection. And these other nations understand that when we rule, it's going to be a rigorous rule, man. You look at David, his regime, and Solomon. He had slaves, man. They had slaves, man. And it wasn't like it was, 9 to 5. Those were rigorous rules, But they have been waiting on this day for us to fall, man. But it's going to get to the point, like I said, they devoured us. It's going to come back upon them. Let's get this in the book of Salaki. I thought that was 33. I think it's Isaiah 10. Let's see. No, so I think that's bear with me, Slovakia. Slovakia, I can bear with me. Yep, that's it. Yep, this is Jeremiah 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. See? So it's gonna come back upon you. You other nations, Moab, you going to hell. Ammon, you going to hell. Ham, you going to hell. Ishmael, Elam, especially Esau, Edom. All y'all going to hell, man. Which is a hell of condition, which is slavery, being a base, having your strength, your power taken away from you. You being in the hands of another person. Just motherfucker saying, go do this. You in their hands. You under their subjection, under their rule. But it's going to play out on a bigger scale, dealing with nations. But it says all they that, it's like, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. See, so we just read in Lamentations how the nations swallowed us up, but they devoured us to reap the nutrients from our downfall. Just like how you eat an apple. You don't eat apple because it just tastes good. You get certain nutrients from eating that apple. So that's how they did with us. They got richer by our downfall. But that's how we gonna come up. We're gonna come up off your downfall. We're gonna devour you. It says, and all thine adversaries, the Edomites, every one of them shall go into captivity. See, the Edomites, and then every last one of them after that. But Esau, Edom, you're gonna be you're gonna spearhead slavery. Pretty much, you're gonna be the standard of slaves, because we're gonna actually see slavery, captivity at its highest degree. We finna see it at its highest degree, man. It says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. See? And that's why you got a chevron on the corn. It's waiting on you to pull up, But the point is that all these things these nations have done to us to keep us further down in derision, it's going to come upon them, man. It's going to come upon them. So it ain't finna be no slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? Ain't finna be no slap on the wrist. They gonna get everything that's coming to them, because that's what they put for. So let's go back to St. Luke 16. Oh, it tells you they're gonna be merry. They're gonna rejoice over our dead bodies in the streets. They're gonna sing gifts one to another. That's talking about else, man. So you don't think that's gonna come upon them? And who really spearheaded? Matter of fact, let's get something real quick. Who really spearheaded the further downfall of our people? Because we know it's a conglomerate of nations that's in it, but who really will benefit the most of our downfall? The Edomites, the so-called white man. So let's get this, the book of Psalms 83. I start at verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. See, these different councils, these different meetings, the conglomerates of nations, and one of those things they talk about is how they're going to keep us in further derision, to keep us down. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, so meaning what? Cutting us off from our power, man. From Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's why, you have these different philosophies and ideologies, and that's why you have these certain leaders to make you think a certain way. That the name is because the point of time, well, that Israel was that wasn't ringing throughout the planet Earth. You know, it was a handful of things. You was nigga Nation of Islam or some crazy shit like that. You know, uh, uh but it was these things. Oh, you was into Kemet. So that's what they presented. So you won't look towards your how Shema was shot, man. You know, and they literally was trying to kill you too as well. Like I said, Funyuns and Fagos and BT and dropping dope off in your hood. Yeah, all these things contribute, to us being cut off, but just how you thinking, cut, not you not knowing about Yahweh Shema Shai, the power of Israel, who made heaven and earth. That's how they did that. That's why I said that the name Israel may be no more in remembrance. See? So that lets you know during that hardcore bondage that, hey, Lord did a number on us, man, by sending forth Esau. He beat us so bad we didn't even know who we was, man. So when that nigga did that, he spent all this time, money, and resources to keep that out the, you know what I mean, in remembrance. It says, oh, that's why it tells you in Baruch, the ones that are going to rejoice in the remembrance of our power, man. This is a miracle, man. And this nigga understand that these are the necessary steps before the overthrow of him. It tells that it's going to be a falling away first. So we had to forget who he was. We had to not know, about our power, but it was going to be a miracle, us coming back, raising up from the dead and subdue this nigga. So it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. It says, see, so they all together. It said the tabernacles of Edom, see, because that's our arch enemy, but he's the one that's spearheading the council. That's why you got everybody with three-piece suits on. That lets you know Esau was the one setting forth these means, because he was the one that will benefit the most from our downfall, from the name Israel being cut off. Us not knowing who we were and not knowing who he was. So let's go back to St. Luke 16. St. Luke 16, verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels in Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. See? So, and it came to pass, men, when everything ran its course, pretty much. It says that the beggar died and was carried into Abraham's bosom. So, being with after our captivity, we're going to be exalted. That's why it said they was carried by the angels, which ultimately goes into those chariots, into Abraham's bosom, which is a sign of comfort, man. See, that's going to be the beginning of the kingdom, man, once this destruction takes place. But that's when we're going to be in our beds. That's when we're going to be at rest once this captivity is over with. Then it said the rich man died and was buried, meaning what? After this man in his run, pretty much he was going to be abased. When you bury something, that means you it's down, it's going down. When you bury, don't you get a shovel when you burying something? You shovel and you put it in the ground. So that's what's going to happen to the so-called white man. He's going to be abased. So I got some real quick. This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes 41 in verse 1. It says, O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions. See? And that's what's so bitter about, the so-called white man. He constantly think, that we're just going back to that Wisdom Side in the second chapter, That's what's going on, is that thinking of that bitter death he's about to receive. Out of all these things this man had, they said he was living sumptuously, wearing that purple, you know, dwelling in the fatness of the earth. He got the whole planet Earth, and he can go anywhere. You know, nigga got a private plane, 15 minutes from wherever he at, to go anywhere in the world. And then it's gonna get to the point, all that gonna end. Now you a slave. You drawing water. You fucking with the pigs and shit. You're gonna go from sugar to shit overnight. That's that bitter death this man is thinking on. That's why you have these draconian laws being passed forth. You hear this man warn the military is being more involved in things now, because he understands that if he go down, that's his ass. He's going to hell. So it says, how bitter is the remembrance of thee. It's like, oh death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto the man that have nothing to vex him, and that have prosperity in all things. Yeah, unto him that is yet able to receive meat. See, how bitter is death unto a guy like that. You think Floyd Mayweather want to die? This nigga got so much money. You think you think this nigga thinking about he gonna die? Any of these celebrities that got money, you think they meditating on dying? But these elites are, even though they got all these things, they meditate on, them going out of power because they hear this word, man. Tells you this is the burden of Babylon. This is the proverb we were going to take against the king of Babylon, which is going into those elites, man. But it is bitter unto them because they understand there is no remedy within it. It's not like once, like I said, after those time of slavery, they going, go back to their lands and get the resources of the earth and, come up a little bit. No, man. That's your ass. It says, this verse 2, O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy. And unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age. See, this is the last age. This is the last captivity. Yes, we want all hell to break loose. Yes, we need the money to crash, World War III to take place, because that lets you know that's the end of our run. And even we have to die for it. We understand the grass is green on the other side. That's when you can really use that saying. We understand that it's something out of America. You can actually read about America and turn the next page, and you can read about the kingdom. So is it acceptable? Is this? We wait on the end of this. It said that now that in the last age, and is vexed with all things. Yeah, because we are the most frustrated people in the world. The ones that know this truth, man. Tells you righteous Lot was vexed day to day, man. So we come in that same lot, man. Vexed with all things. Just going back, 5 o'clock traffic, you pissed. Now you breaking down, see these freeways, But the point is that we vest with all things, because this is a wicked society. This is a wicked kingdom. And to him that despaireth and have lost patience, see? But the point is, that's what we're waiting on. Acceptable is the sentence of death, or the end, because that's another definition for death. It is at its end. So acceptable is the end of this sentence of slavery, man. But after everything ran its course, we're going to be exalted, and the so-called white man is going to be abased. So this is back St. Luke 16, verse 23. This is the point. It says, and in hell he lift up his eyes. See? So meaning what? In his hellish condition, when he was brought very low, he lift up his eyes, being in torments, see if Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. And you got to understand that this is for you crazy Christians. You see 2 times, them boy that represent JC. This is a parable. These are so that lets you know it wasn't meant to be taken literal. So that hell is going into a hellish condition. That's why I said he was being in torments. He was catching hell. And see of Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. See? And it let you know that when it tells you about that, when they used to say, yeah, the so-called white man is 400 years ahead of us. Well, that's pretty much what they're saying. We're going to be light years ahead of this man. You know, this man, he's going to be coming out the pits. He's going to be underground and shit while we're going to be in palaces. You know, he's working 23 hours a day or 20, you know what I mean, or whatever. We giving decrees and sending forth, you know, messengers. And so it's going to be a polar opposites. We're going to be fall off. We're going to be well off. Why this man catching all this hell? You know, it says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. See, and that's the point. Going back to that Psalm 22, it tells you he's after we subdue this man and bring him into captivity, he's gonna cry unto the Father. You know, he said, look, but there was none even unto the Lord. Well, that's what he's gonna do. We just read it, and Lazarus and the rich man is pretty much in parable form, you know, parabolic form. This is really summing up Jacob and Esau. How at the end of the day, Jacob is gonna take this nigga over and he's gonna catch hell. You know, but it says, verse 24, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. See? So that we crying for deliverance. And it's gonna take place by him literally doing it. This nigga gonna actually, like I said, he might have those Negro spiritual songs, you know, crying for deliverance, crying for relief. You know, it says, and said Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. And that was said they looked, meaning they looking for relief. They want a way out. You know what I mean? But you gotta understand, it tells this nigga he persecuted. I mean, what he did. Let me see what it says. That continual stroke. That's what I'm looking for. That continual stroke. That's what this nigga have. That's what he do in this kingdom. That's why you have a McDonald's open every day, 24 hours a day. That's a continual stroke. So that means somebody got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and hoping the nigga don't order a Big Mac or whatever the case may be. Or Waffle House or whatever. Anything. That's a continual stroke. All the way down to them bills coming in when you don't want it to. They gonna come. You know, but he asking for relief. He asking for, don't put a timbo on, put some sounders on and kick my ass this time. That's why people been saying. And this is what he is going to say. You know, it said, for I am tormented in this flame, meaning what he catching hell. You know, it says, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thou good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. See, so meaning what? Remember slavery, man. Because us receiving those evil things, that entails you receiving good things. Us getting our ass whooped and you picking console, you know, to the whole bad bloody. You reap the benefits of that. My hands fucked up, but you got a handful of cash and shit. You got bread in that, you know. So remember slavery. Remember when we were catching hell, and that included your upbringing, because that's how America became a superpower so fast. You know, one of those things was really slavery. Jake, man. You know, it says, but now is he comforted and thou art tormented. See, so now the roles have flipped. Now you catching hell. Now you got to drink that cup. You know, so let's go back to 2 Samuel 22. in verse 2 Timothy 22 and 42, it said they looked, but there was none to save. See? Even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. See, so he's going to be crying out for deliverance, a way out. Matter of fact, I think there's another one. And Job, bear with me. I think it's in Job. Bear with me. Yeah, this is Job 27. Job 27, verse 7. It says, let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that rises up against me as the unrighteous. And that's why, this is another scripture that say that this man is the Edomites. Because, a nigga might be like, yeah, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Well, our worst enemy is the so-called white man, and we want this nigga to be the Edomites. We actually need him to be the Edomites. Well, we know through the spirit and power Yahweh Shema Shai, he already, that man, he the Edomites, the nation of Edom, But our arch enemy, the so-called white man, let them be as the wicked, let them be the Edomites. But they are though. It says, and he that rises up against me, the unrighteous. Because we understand there's a judgment that comes with the name Edom. And one of those things is slavery. It says, for what is the hope of the hypocrite? Though he have gained the world, when the Most High taketh away his soul. See? So what is going to be this man hope? He want to crown his new world order of success. He got the planet Earth in his hands. Tells the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. It said the Lord going to take away his soul. So guess what? You got all this just to throw it up, man. You ain't got to this point just to be thrown down. Oh, the white scripture said, they shall build, but I will throw down. And what a throwdown is going to be, man. This is going to actually be talked about forever. What the Lord about to do to this place, man. What the Lord about to do to the so-called white man. Which involves this great deliverance as well, the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. This is going to be talked about forever, man. So it's going to be one hell of a fall. And when this man fall, ain't no getting back up with this. It says, will the Most High hear his cry when trouble comes upon him? See? So when this trouble comes, which we're in the beginning stages of it, the Lord is not going to hear him, man. It's going to be perfected in the kingdom. When that trouble comes by the way of that hardcore bondage, man. The Lord is, and it was a question mark right there. So to let you know, that means no, man. So this 2 Samuel 22 verse 42 again said, they looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. It says, then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. So this man is going to be beat down, man. See, we're going to beat the white man out of him. That him saying he's the white man, we're going to beat that shit out of him. Saying he's an American, we're going to beat that shit out of him. Saying a Russian, he don't speak, we're going to beat all that shit out of him. We're going to beat the Edomite in him, man. We're going, this man, this hell he's about to be put upon him. He's ain't, like I said, ain't no bouncing back from it, man. As small as it does, he's gonna be irrelevant out of everything said and done. It says, I did stamp them as the mire of the streets, and did spread them abroad. See, so ain't no gathering. You just gonna be broken down to shivers, man. Matter of fact, let me continue on and see. I think that was, matter of fact, let's see. I think that was it on that. But at the end of the day, this man is about to catch a lot of hell, man. And I know it ain't like he's gonna, like I said, you put a band-aid on him at the end of the day. No, ain't gonna be nothing like that. Let's get this in the book of Isaiah 14 and damn. Matter of fact, I started I start back at 15. It said, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." See, so out of all these things, this man how he presented his military as the strong, he is the sword, his technology. Out of all that, you're gonna be brought downhill. You're gonna be abased. You're gonna be a slave. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kings?" And we saying that now. See, we looking past his sword. We looking past the iPhones and Teslas and the space stations and all. We see the Edomite for what he is, the so-called white man. This frail, fragile monster that loves blood and, you know what I mean? This crazy nigga, man. But he ain't really got no power. That's why that blessing had to be the sword. We see this nigga for what he is. Just some nigga, man. That was that the evil scientist from what's the Yellow Brick Road? The little scientist behind the curtain, just some frail nigga, man, that's pulling strings. It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. See, this is the nigga that made the missiles. This little nigga, man. That's the laboratory little nigga, man. The same ones that held on to the Israelites. Or it tells you the go to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. See, that's why the law is spiritual when it says if a man be found in his hand. See, that wasn't just talking about just a scenario that was going to happen, between two parties. That was going to actually play out on a bigger scale between two nations, which is Jacob and Esau, and we're going to actually be found in his hand when our Lord Yahushua returns, So it says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So that means what? These other nations, everything said and done, they're going to go back to their lands. And there's certain resources with each land, that they're going to bring to the nation of Israel as tribute. It's certain spices and shit from Elon that they're going to cultivate and bring to us. There's certain minerals or some shit, that Moab are going to cultivate and bring to us, man. That's them lying and glory because there's certain resources in those different parts of land. It says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. Meaning what? You're going to be cast out. You ain't going to even have your own land, man. See, you just going to be done away with at the end of the day. There's going to be no more Edomites out of everything said and done. Once you build the kingdom, you die, bringing forth those molten pots of gold to get the streets gold. You know what I mean? Out of everything said and done, you're not going to go back to the land of Edom. You're going to be done away with. It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword. See? So meaning, and with those type of clothes, you burn them. See, that's why he's known as the chaff. Or ashes, proud ashes. Because that's his fate. It says, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trying under feet. See, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. See, so meaning what? You're not going to go back to your own land. Because it's not going to be no more Edomite. See, you finna catch a lot of hell, man. It ain't like at the end, your shift almost over with. And you can go, now you can, no, man. That bonfire, because that's that double. You just going back, we read Psalms 83 where those conglomerates of nations consulted to cut us off from being a nation. Dealing with this man with these philosophies, trying to, cut us off from Yahweh Shema Shai, but literally trying to kill us off, man. So that's actually going to play out double. He going to actually go the nation of Edom. Over down the 18th verse. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. See? So meaning, that's it, man. You reap what you have sown. You was created to be destroyed. But before that, all that take place, you're going to go to hell by going into slavery, being in this hellish condition. Hey, just like how you had to wake up to an alarm clock, well, Esau going to have to go through that, as well as a plethora of other things concerning captivity, but it's going to be double. So, matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Revelation 18. Revelation 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double. See, so everything that came upon us, you gonna have to get it twice, man. From these that was lynching us and the gator bait, well, it's gonna be Leviathan ball in the kingdom. You're gonna get double of what we had. So as we caught hell, you gonna get hell. You gonna catch hell, and you gonna go to hell, man. It was I forgot the show called, but the dude was like, you die, and you go to hell. Well, that's what we telling you, Edomites. We decreeing this overthrow of America. And ultimately, when everything's said and done, you're gonna go into slavery, man. So yeah, I just do edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, like to say Shalom, to the elect that teach the word in all truth and sincerity. DTA on Bible Ball. Soon, very soon.